Hello Aries, welcome to this reading. My name is Zane and we are going to be taking a look at the current energy for the sign of Aries for the week of February 28th. Now Aries, do keep in mind that this is a general reading, so take the messages as they resonate, drop the ones that do not, and also check out your sun, moon, and rising signs. Now, Aries, I do not offer personal readings, so if you get a message from someone, that is not me, that is somebody impersonating me. Please do keep that in mind. Please do not get scammed. I also do exclusive content on my Instagram, so if that's your thing, definitely give me a follow there. But with all of that said, let's go ahead and see what we have here for you. Now, if you watch my content regularly and you've not yet hit the subscribe button, please do consider doing that. It really helps my channel grow in a big way. Same is true if this is just the first time that you are watching me. All right, let's go ahead and put that right there. I think that looks good enough to me. We're going to be doing a pyramid spread. So let's put the deck right there, and I think we're all ready to go. So Aries, you may have a new love interest here for sure. You have what I would consider to be three people cards showing up. The Emperor, every card, every court card, so we have two kings here. This could be a person in your life, but it could also be an aspect of yourself. I also like to think the Emperor in the same way. But, this person is probably a masculine. Again, we don't attach gender to the card, so whatever gender you're interested in, they could just have masculine energy about them. And so just keep that in mind. In terms of signs, we have your sign here showing up. We have the Aries card showing up. But then we also have potentially air sign, water sign. So Libra, Gemini, Aquarius, or Scorpio, Cancer, Pisces, potentially. Yeah, let's just go ahead and dive into it. So in your overall message here, you have the Two of Cups. So this is my favorite romance card in the tarot, Aries. This is two people syncing up in this lifetime after having known each other in a previous lifetime. And so for me, this is a deeply spiritually aligned connection when you get this card. And so this may be somebody who you have a past life connection with if you believe in past lives. I always like to connect it with that. This could also be a card of soulmates. If you subscribe to that label or whatever label you would like to use, maybe twin flame, divine counterpart, whatever label you like to use, this is a deep connection potentially coming into your life here. Now, I do try to bring in career and finance messages as well as love and romance. And I will say that if you are in business, some of you will be coming in contact with a person who could support you in a business, or there may be like a new colleague that comes in that you form a nice partnership with. Definitely looks good for partnerships generally, even if it's not love related. I will say that for sure in this week. Now, in the past, you have the King of Cups and the Emperor. So the King of Cups is somebody who's potentially an emotional leader. This is somebody who leads from the heart space, and they are emotionally intelligent, right? And you can see that because they are sitting in water, indicating that they are capable and able of handling any sort of emotional challenge or situation. They are skilled in those areas. And this may be somebody who not only hears you but really listens to you. You get the sense of that you are being heard when you are in the company of a King of Cups. Now, in the detriment or in reverse, the King of Cups could represent that somebody is emotionally manipulative, or if it's less than that, it could just mean that this person is not going to make the first move. They may be a little bit hesitant or shy in love, but they are very, very good at listening to you. The problem is, what is the term? They're not necessarily what I would consider to be an action taker or a risk taker. They wouldn't come up to somebody in a bar setting. Let's just use this example. They wouldn't go up to somebody at the bar on a whim and ask someone out or strike up a conversation. You would have to approach the King of Cups. Hopefully that makes sense. You also have the Emperor here, which is a really nice, it's your energy, Aries. So I think this could just be you showing up. But the Emperor is also a really nice sign for business situations. It's the energy of being a boss and kind of taking authority over your life, having structure, having routine in your life, and everything along those lines. And so it's a very nice energy to find here. Now, in the future, you have the King of Swords and the Nine of Swords. So the King of Swords is somebody who is, it's pretty similar. It is an air sign. This is probably Libra energy, but it could be any air sign, although it has similar qualities to this Emperor, okay? The King of Swords would be an authority figure, perhaps your boss, but it could also just represent you, again, taking leadership over your life in some ways. The King of Swords could also be somebody who's a subject matter expert, somebody who's like good at, like extremely skilled and knowledgeable in a specific area that can help you. In fact, the King of Swords, you'll typically find them help you be somebody who might help you get from point A to point B. They typically won't take an emotional interest in you, but yeah, they'll help you out in your career. On top of that, you have this Nine of Swords. There is something here that's potentially keeping you up late at night. The Nine of Swords, this person on the card is having a nightmare. And so it can talk about fears getting in the way here. This could be relating to an authority figure or something along those lines. Some of you could be waiting for somebody to reach out to you that you're interested in. But let's go ahead and dive into this further and move up the pyramid here to get some more clarity. I'm not entirely sure. So you have the Judgment card, you have the Ace of Pentacles, the Queen of Pentacles, and the Strength card. So this is why we clarify. So for some of you, this will not be romantic. Okay, some of you, this will not be romantic. There's something around a new opportunity forming in your life here. Reason being is we have this Ace of Pentacles showing up here, as well as the Judgment card. So the Ace of Pentacles can talk about a new start in the material realm. It can represent a new financial opportunity, and that can come in any form. That may be buying a house. It may be making a different type of investment. It may be cashing in on an investment, obviously not financial advice, or it may be, something along the lines of, getting a new start at a career. Could be, it could be absolutely a career, even though Wands is typically about work and career. Ace of Pentacles would be you signing off on that contract, doing anything relating to documents, paperwork, anything like that. So there might be a new situation happening here. And what's interesting is you have this with partnerships, clarifying the partnerships section of this reading, as well as with the Emperor, which could be an authority figure, could be you getting a new opportunity. But the thing is, and you have it with the Queen of Pentacles next to it. So there may be somebody here who can help you, okay? There may be somebody who's coming forward to offer you an opportunity. You also have this Judgment card, which is about, that's a card of karma. It's one of the big energies of what the Judgment asks you to do is take a look at the choices you've made up to this point and ask yourself if the actions that you've taken have been the right actions for you. Essentially, it's asking you to go into a period of self-evaluation and get brutally honest with yourself. And through that, you will know if the karma that you've accrued, which is just the amount of actions, which is just the actions that you've taken, is supporting you along your path towards the completion of the major arcana, which is the World, because this is number 20 of 21. It says you're almost there. And so for some of you, you might be evaluated. You might be getting evaluated by your boss, by the way, with the Judgment card and the Emperor, as well as the King of Swords. Some of you may be in the running for a job raise, and you may not realize it. With the Judgment card, it may feel like you're being evaluated by somebody or by the universe when you have the Judgment card, and you have that with an opportunity, and you have it with the Emperor, partnerships, King of Swords, all indicating partnerships in business potentially. The Queen of Pentacles is somebody who's practical, hardworking, and smart with money. The Strength card is telling you to work through some sort of fear, but it's about like having strength over internal obstacles. That's the big thing with the Strength card. There's something internal when you get that energy, and it's with the Nine of Swords, which may also speak to fears. So for you, you're looking to work past some fears related to your career. Let's move up the pyramid here. So you have the Knight of Swords, you have the Two of Wands, and you have the Tower. Okay. So some of you absolutely might be finding like a relationship, like I said at the beginning of this reading. I feel like if you are here for relationships, you're looking for like a masculine in your life. If you're not, what may be going on here is you are, like I said, there's a big opportunity for a raise. Some of you, and I want to be clear, like I'm not saying this in a negative way. Some of you may be being watched in that you are, like there are eyes on you in your workplace, in that they're interested in hiring you, or that they're interested in upgrading you, they're interested in promoting you. That's what I mean by that. So don't get concerned when I say that. And so I do feel like some of you are in the running for a job raise or something, or you're being evaluated in some ways. The Knight of Swords is a card of taking action. It's a quick moving event. It is an event arriving, okay? It's a change happening quickly as well. And you have it with the Tower, which talks about revelations potentially in your life. It says that the Tower really exposes an illusion. If there's something that is not true or something that is not honest in your life, the Tower will collapse that and bring you down to your foundation. And that is sort of a blessing in disguise, because nobody wants to live in a house of cards, right? Along with that, you have this Two of Wands, which represents research, planning, discovery, and it talks about moving in one direction or the other. It's a choice between two options. Look how we have two twos here in the middle column here to help lay out the context of the pyramid. What else do we have? We have the Seven of Wands, yeah, and the Seven of Swords. There's competition here. Okay, there is competition. Some of you are in the running. Okay, I'm going to say it 100 times. The Seven of Wands, it says that you've been successful, because the card that comes before the Seven of Wands is the Six of Wands, which is a public victory. Some of you may have done very well on a project, like you may have had a presentation at work, or you may have like crushed a project and done pretty well with it, but now people want what you have, and there's competition around you. It's interesting, you have this paired with the Seven of Swords as well. I would not do any sort of workplace gossip at this time, okay? I would not talk to anybody. I mean, I'm not telling you to isolate yourself and be cold and whatever, but I would say be careful of somebody maybe trying to snoop around, is what I'm trying to say, because the Seven of Swords will come forward oftentimes when there are people potentially spreading rumors about you, or people maybe gossiping, because it can represent deception. I would say make sure, if you're sharing sensitive information, make sure they are a trusted friend or ally, is what I'm trying to say. The Seven of Swords, on a much more positive note, can say that you may need to take a clever approach to solving a problem. Like you may need a strategy. Let's see what we have at the top of the pyramid. Wow, okay, we have the Three of Swords. I'd be very, 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 very careful about the information that you freely give out to people in the workplace at this time, because there's competition around you, and it's because you're doing well, and it's because some of you may be in the running for something here. Okay, the Three of Swords can represent a separation. This is interesting. Wow, okay, so now we have the King of Pentacles as well. So we have three kings and an Emperor card here, and you have the Queen of Pentacles. So that's about a counterpart. Some of you here, there may be something going on between you and another person, for sure, in your relationship. But for others of you, dependability, hard work, honesty, and building solid, healthy habits and routines at this time is going to be extremely important for you. So I don't think this is negative. I just think, in fact, I think if anything, it's like some of you are going through a test right now. And I think passing the test will bring a huge reward for you. So thank you so much for being here. Really appreciate you. Take care, and I will see you in the next reading.